Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 1. A Haunting Arrival. Isabella and James radiated excitement as they neared the grand iron gates of Crimson Manor. After a long search for their ideal home, this historic estate, nestled within a thick, shadowy forest, offered a sense of sanctuary. Its Gothic architecture towered above, exuding an enchanting aura of mystery and allure. Entering the manor, Isabella felt a sudden chill, brushing it off as a draught from the heavy doors. They wandered through the grand entrance hall, marvelling at the intricate woodwork, opulent chandeliers, and the imposing staircase that led upwards. "Imagine the stories this place holds," Isabella said, eyes wide with wonder. James smiled, gently squeezing her hand. "I know, it's incredible. We'll make countless memories here, Izzy," he replied warmly. As they explored their new home, they uncovered rooms filled with antique furniture cloaked in dust and cobwebs. The atmosphere was eerie, yet thrilling, each discovery unveiling a fragment of the manor's enigmatic past. In one room, they stumbled upon an ancient grand piano, its keys aged to a yellow hue. Isabella, a pianist at heart, couldn't resist playing. Her fingers danced across the keys, weaving a haunting melody that resonated through the empty halls. It felt as if the manor stirred briefly, responding to her touch. Days passed with the couple labouring to restore the manor's former glory. Amidst laughter and shared stories, they cleansed the estate of dust and grime, breathing life back into its halls. Yet, Isabella began noticing peculiarities. Soft murmurs echoed in dark corners, their words elusive. The sensation of being watched lingered, unsettling her. One evening by the drawing room fire, James noticed Isabella's unease. "What's wrong, love?" he asked, concerned. Hesitating, she confessed, "I don't want you to think I'm imagining things, but I hear whispers, and I always feel watched." James, ever rational, sought to reassure her. "It's likely just the wind or old pipes. This house is ancient after all. We'll adjust." Despite his reassurances, Isabella couldn't shake her unease. Determined to uncover the truth behind the whispers and eerie presence, she delved into the manor's history. Her research unearthed the dark tale of the Bloodline Curse, forever entwined with their lives. As the weeks passed, Isabella became engrossed in the manor's secrets. Every night, she delved into dusty tomes and journals, hunting for clues among the library's ancient texts. While James was away on business, Isabella discovered a hidden door concealed behind a bookcase. Her heart raced as she reached for the handle, eager to uncover what lay beyond. Curious, she opened the door to a dim corridor, lined with portraits of stern ancestors. Their watchful eyes appeared to follow her as she ventured deeper into the hidden passage, a sense of unease creeping over her. At its end, she discovered a small, dusty chamber, brimming with relics and old documents. Amidst the cobwebs lay a leather-bound journal belonging to Lady Cordelia, the manor's original mistress. Its pages, though aged and fragile, bore tales of her family's tragic history and the malevolent forces that plagued them. Isabella's heart raced as she read, realizing the whispers were echoes of tortured souls that once dwelt within these walls. Eager to share her findings, yet tinged with dread, Isabella revealed all to James upon his return. Initially skeptical, he too succumbed to the mounting evidence of something sinister at Crimson Manor. Together, they resolved to unravel the mystery of the Bloodline Curse and confront the malevolent force lurking within. Armed with newfound knowledge and courage, they delved deeper into the secrets of Crimson Manor, uncovering hidden chambers and deciphering cryptic messages left behind by generations past. Each revelation brought them closer to understanding the dark forces that gripped the estate. As they pieced together the final clues, a sense of foreboding grew. They stood in the heart of the manor, facing a portal to the unknown, where the line between reality and myth blurred. With their hands intertwined and a fierce resolve, Isabella and James stood ready to face their fears together. They understood that their connection and strength would undergo the ultimate test, pushing them to their limits in ways they had never imagined before. This was their moment to rise. Their journey into the depths of Crimson Manor became a quest for truth and redemption, where every shadow held a secret, and every revelation brought them closer to understanding the legacy of darkness that had haunted their new home for generations. In uncovering the last traces of the Bloodline Curse, they found the strength of love and bravery, along with the enduring resilience of the human spirit against dark forces. Their journey had transformed them in ways they never expected. In the end, standing amidst the echoes of the past, Isabella and James emerged victorious, their hearts and minds forever changed by their harrowing encounter with Crimson Manor. With newfound strength and a deeper bond forged in the crucible of adversity, they stepped out into the light, ready to embrace a future where their love would shine brighter than any lingering shadow of the past. Crimson Manor, The Bloodline Curse. Chapter 2, Whispers in the Walls. Determined to unravel the mysterious whispers and eerie presence permeating their new home, Isabella and James immersed themselves in the history of Crimson Manor and its inhabitants. Hours passed in the library, poring over diaries, letters and newspaper clippings, hoping to unearth clues that might shed light on the Bloodline Curse. One afternoon, Isabella discovered an ancient journal containing the writings of Eliza, a young woman from over a century ago who lived in the manor. Eliza described the estate's decline into sorrow, recounting eerie experiences like ghostly touches, disembodied voices, and a chilling presence that seemed to watch her every move. The final entry sent shivers down Isabella's spine, a desperate plea for anyone finding her journal to understand that the manor itself harboured a malevolent force, feeding off the anguish of its trapped inhabitants. As their investigation deepened, they uncovered the tragic fates that had befallen each generation of the family. Disease, madness, and untimely deaths haunted the bloodline, casting a pall of grief and despair over the estate. With each revelation, Isabella and James became more convinced that the whispers they heard were the tormented echoes of those ensnared by the curse. A particularly chilling find awaited them in the attic, an old family portrait, its subjects gazing somberly and hauntedly. The painting seemed to carry the sorrow and suffering that had saturated the walls of Crimson Manor. The eyes of its occupants followed Isabella and James, silently pleading for release from their eternal torment. One evening, as Isabella immersed herself in her relentless research, she unexpectedly stumbled upon a concealed compartment cleverly hidden within a bookcase. Inside lay a series of meticulously drawn maps detailing secret passages and concealed chambers of the manor. Intrigued, she resolved to explore these hidden realms, hoping they held further clues about the curse and its inexplicable manifestations. Equipped with a flashlight and the ancient maps, Isabella ventured into narrow, winding passages that snaked through the manor. The air was thick with mustiness, and the darkness pressed in around her as she navigated the dim corridors. The whispers intensified, urging her onward in her quest for answers. In these hidden recesses, Isabella discovered cryptic markings etched into the walls, seemingly connected to the tragedies that had befallen the manor's previous residents. The realization that these symbols were linked to the curse sent a shiver down her spine. Unbeknownst to Isabella, her exploration did not go unnoticed. Restless spirits in the ancient manor stirred, their whispers darkening with unease. They felt her approach to the truth, and were resolute in their mission to protect their sinister secrets, prepared to do anything to keep her from uncovering what lay hidden. Days passed, and the atmosphere within Crimson Manor grew increasingly oppressive. The whispers seemed omnipresent, haunting Isabella and James at every turn. Even the library, once their refuge, became tinged with unease as restless spirits stirred within the house. Despite mounting dread, Isabella and James persisted, driven by their resolve to uncover the truth behind the Bloodline Curse. They knew that confronting the darkness within Crimson Manor was the only path to peace in their new home. One fateful day, exploring yet another hidden chamber, Isabella discovered a tattered parchment. The ancient document, written in elegant but hard-to-read script, detailed a forgotten ritual by the family's ancestors. Meant to secure wealth and power, it instead unleashed a curse that haunted them for generations. Isabella trembled as she absorbed the implications. The curse was not mere legend, but a tangible, potent force entwined with the manor. It seemed she and James had become its targets. The urgency to share her discovery with James overwhelmed her. They needed to grasp the ritual's entirety, searching for clues within its ancient text that might offer a chance to reverse the curse. Isabella's mind raced with questions. Had any ancestors attempted to break the curse? Were there records of their efforts? Their survival hinged on deciphering every nuance of the parchment, uncovering secrets that could free them from the force ensnaring Crimson Manor. Empowered by their newfound insights, the couple boldly decided to face the curse directly, determined to break its hold. They risked everything to reclaim their future and bring lasting peace back to Crimson Manor. As Isabella and James delved deeper into the mysteries surrounding the Bloodline Curse, they would confront the manor's dark past and the malevolent force at its core. As spirits guarding their secrets grew more desperate, the couple found themselves in a race against time, their lives hanging in the balance. With each step deeper into the labyrinthine corridors of Crimson Manor, Isabella and James uncovered more clues that painted a haunting picture of the curse's origins. They pieced together fragments of forgotten rituals and tragic histories, each revelation bringing them closer to understanding the malevolent force that gripped the estate. Yet amidst the encroaching darkness, they discovered glimmers of hope, stories of resilience and courage from ancestors who had fought against the curse. Armed with newfound determination and the knowledge gleaned from their harrowing journey, Isabella and James forged ahead, determined to break the cycle of despair that had plagued Crimson Manor for generations. Together, they faced the final test, standing in the heart of the manor where the curse's grip was strongest. With trembling hands and steadfast hearts, they performed a ritual of their own making, invoking forgotten words of power and ancient symbols of protection. As if time had stopped, the suffocating atmosphere began to dissolve. Whispers faded into quiet, and the air felt lighter, as if a thick fog had finally lifted from their minds, revealing clarity and relief where there had been confusion and dread. Isabella and James were enveloped by a deep sense of peace, a reflection of their bravery and the strength of their connection. As they stepped into the sunlight pouring through the manor's windows, they realized their journey was just beginning. With the curse lifted, Crimson Manor had transformed from a prison into a sanctuary, and they looked ahead with hope. Together, they embraced the future, prepared to confront whatever challenges awaited them, united in their victory over the shadows that had once held them captive. Their hearts swelled with determination, knowing that the power of their love would guide them through any trials that might come their way. With each step forward, they felt the promise of a brighter tomorrow, calling them onward. Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 3, The Portrait Gallery. Guided by old maps and her determination, Isabella uncovered a concealed door in one of the manor's dimly lit hallways, revealing a forgotten portrait gallery. The room was adorned with ornate frames, each holding meticulously painted portraits of the manor's past residents. Their faces, etched with sorrow and despair, bore witness to the suffering endured under the weight of the Bloodline Curse. As Isabella wandered through the gallery, studying each portrait, profound sadness gripped her for lives lost to this malevolent force. She understood that to break it and free the tormented spirits within the manor, they would need assistance of those who had suffered for generations. One portrait seized her attention, a remarkably beautiful woman with piercing green eyes and flowing raven hair. She wore an elegant gown of crimson silk, her expression a mix of hope amidst sorrow. A small plaque beneath indicated that she was Lady Cordelia, the original owner of the manor and the matriarch of the cursed bloodline. Her presence still lingered, a haunting reminder of the dark legacy that bound her family to the estate. Isabella felt an immediate connection to Lady Cordelia, sensing that she held the key to unravelling the curse's mysteries. Gazing into the painted eyes, she whispered, "Lady Cordelia, I know you endured this terrible fate. Please, help us break it and release your family's souls." To Isabella's surprise, the portrait's eyes flickered, looking back with a mixture of sorrow and resolve. Suddenly, Lady Cordelia's painted figure emerged from the frame, appearing before Isabella as a spectral, otherworldly presence, captivating her with an aura of both melancholy and strength. "I have waited long to speak with you." "I have awaited someone like you, dear Isabella," the ghostly Lady Cordelia said, her voice soft and melancholic. "Someone with the courage to confront the darkness that has plagued my family for ages. I will aid you in breaking the curse, but you must brace yourself for the trials ahead." Initially startled by Lady Cordelia's ghostly manifestation, Isabella soon felt gratitude and relief wash over her. With the former owner's guidance, she knew she and James stood a better chance at breaking the curse. Lady Cordelia sensed Isabella's unwavering determination and began recounting her family's tragic story. She spoke of the dark pact made by her ancestors, the sacrifices offered, and the demonic entity unleashed upon her bloodline. She recounted her life, her efforts to shield her family from the curse, and her ultimate failure to save them from their grim fate. Listening intently to Lady Cordelia's tale, Isabella's heart ached for the pain and suffering endured by Lady Cordelia's family. Despite the challenges ahead, she was more resolute than ever to break the curse and liberate the spirits haunting Crimson Manor. Encouraged by Isabella's resolve, Lady Cordelia shared ancient rituals and incantations used to summon the malevolent force. She revealed the secrets of the dark, ominous symbols etched into the manor's walls, and cautioned Isabella about the imminent dangers they would face, warning that the demonic entity would not relinquish its hold without a fierce struggle. With her newfound knowledge and inspired by Lady Cordelia's ghostly guidance, Isabella set out to find James, eager to share the insights she had gained. She felt a sense of urgency, knowing that this information could change everything for both of them. Together, they would confront the darkness within the manor, challenge the malevolent force driving the bloodline curse, and risk everything to secure their future and the souls trapped within the manor's walls. Their journey against the curse would test their love and courage, pushing them to the brink of despair. Yet, bolstered by Lady Cordelia's guidance and their unwavering determination to restore peace to Crimson Manor, Isabella and James embarked on a transformative journey, destined to alter their lives and the fate of the cursed bloodline. As they ventured deeper into the shadows of the manor, facing each daunting challenge with newfound strength, Isabella and James discovered a resilience within themselves they never knew existed. They deciphered the ancient rituals, confronted the malevolent force head-on, and unravelled the curse's dark secrets with unwavering resolve. With every step, they felt the weight of history lift, gradually replaced by a renewed sense of hope and liberation for the spirits trapped within Crimson Manor. Their journey was not without sacrifice and struggle, but in the end, their perseverance prevailed. As the last incantation reverberated through the halls, the curse fractured like fragile glass, and the heavy atmosphere that had burdened the manor faded into nothingness. Light flooded the space, revealing its true beauty once more. Standing amidst the echoes of their victory, Isabella and James gazed at each other, their eyes reflecting the profound bond forged through adversity. Hand in hand, they knew that their journey was far from over, but together they had rewritten the fate of Crimson Manor and ensured that its legacy would be one of courage, resilience, and the enduring triumph of love over darkness. As dawn broke over the horizon, casting a warm glow through the manor's once shadowed halls, Isabella and James emerged from the depths of Crimson Manor. The weight of centuries, old curses lifted from their shoulders, replaced by a sense of peace and accomplishment. Hand in hand, they strolled through the overgrown gardens, illuminated by the morning sun. In that moment, they realized they had not only rescued one another, but also brought redemption to the tormented souls that had lingered in the estate for so long, finally allowing them to find peace. With the manor's legacy forever altered, Isabella played a soft melody on her piano that echoed through the restored halls, a tribute to those who had suffered, and a testament to their enduring spirit. James stood beside her, his gaze fixed on the portrait of Lady Cordelia, now serene and smiling once more. In that moment, surrounded by the peace they had fought so fiercely to attain, Isabella and James took comfort in the knowledge that their love and bravery had turned Crimson Manor into a refuge of hope and rebirth. Their journey together had not only changed their lives, but also the very essence of the manor itself. Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 4. Rituals and Revelations. With Lady Cordelia's guidance, Isabella and James delved deeper into the dark rituals and incantations that bound the malevolent force to their home. Hours were spent in the library, deciphering cryptic symbols scattered throughout the manor's hidden chambers and dusty tomes. They learned they needed a counter, ritual to banish the demonic entity, requiring a series of rare and powerful artifacts hidden throughout the manor and its grounds. Facing daunting risks and challenges, Isabella and James knew they had no choice but to confront the evil that had haunted their home for generations. Their determination to break the curse and free the tormented spirits within the manor's walls burned unwaveringly. Before embarking on their quest, Isabella and James steeled their resolve in the manor's pristine chapel, untouched by time. The air was thick with hope and determination. Lighting candles and offering prayers, they sought strength and guidance, finding solace in the chapel's tranquil embrace amid the chaos that had consumed their lives. Renewed in hope and determination, they ventured back into the shadowed halls of the manor, prepared for the trials ahead. Guided by Lady Cordelia's spirit, they embarked on a perilous journey to recover the artifacts needed for the counter-ritual. Traversing hidden passageways and secret rooms, they unearthed long-forgotten relics and powerful talismans crucial to their salvation. As they delved deeper into the manor's haunted history, Isabella and James uncovered tragic tales of those ensnared by the curse, stories of heartbreak, betrayal, and the price paid for greed and power. Each artifact they recovered brought them closer to understanding the curse's true nature and the malevolent entity consuming lives. With each item gathered, whispers within the manor grew louder, shadows closing in as if the evil presence sensed its imminent defeat. Undeterred, Isabella and James pressed on, their love and determination propelling them forward through the darkest depths of hidden catacombs to the eerie silence of the family crypt. Upon securing the final artifact, a sense of overwhelming relief briefly lifted the curse's weight, yet they knew the hardest part of their challenging journey lay ahead. They braced themselves to confront the demonic entity at the heart of the Bloodline Curse, a test of courage and love that would define their future. Armed with artifacts and Lady Cordelia's guidance, Isabella and James prepared for the counter-ritual in the manor's once grand ballroom, site of the original dark ceremony. Anticipation hung heavy as the air chilled, an eerie silence descending. Isabella and James locked eyes, a silent affirmation of their mutual determination and resilience in the face of challenges. Together, they were unstoppable. Arranging artifacts meticulously, each item glowed faintly with otherworldly light, resonating with their purpose. Candles flickered violently, casting wavering shadows on the walls as the couple began reciting ancient incantations. Shadows swirled, desperate to disrupt the ritual, yet Isabella and James remained steadfast, voices steady and strong. A sudden gust snuffed out the candles, casting the room into near darkness. Oppressive forces loomed, whispering doubts and fears. But Isabella and James found strength in their united grip. The artifacts glowed with renewed energy, pushing back the encroaching shadows, their ethereal light illuminating the space and fortifying their resolve against the darkness. The battle against darkness raged as the demonic entity fought to maintain its grip on Crimson Manor. Yet in the face of terror and heartache, Isabella and James discovered the true power of their love and resolve. With unwavering determination, they fought to save their future and the souls lost to the curse. As they continued their incantations, the artifacts around them hummed with an unearthly intensity that seemed to resonate through the very foundations of the manor. The oppressive presence recoiled, its malevolent grip weakening with each ancient word spoken. Shadows writhed and twisted, but the couple stood firm, their bond and purpose unbreakable. Suddenly, a blinding light erupted from the artifacts, engulfing the ballroom in a dazzling display of ethereal energy. The air crackled with power as the demonic entity shrieked, its form dissipating into the ether. Isabella and James experienced a deep sense of liberation as the curse that had haunted their home for generations fractured like delicate glass. Freedom finally awaited them. In the aftermath, silence descended upon Crimson Manor. The once ominous shadows now seemed to retreat, replaced by a gentle warmth that permeated every corner. Isabella and James looked around, disbelief mingling with relief and joy. Lady Cordelia's spirit appeared one last time, her ethereal form radiant with gratitude. With a whispered farewell, Lady Cordelia's presence faded, leaving behind a sense of peace and renewal. Isabella and James embraced, overwhelmed by the weight lifted from their shoulders. Hand in hand, they walked through the now tranquil halls of their home, knowing that their love and courage had not only saved themselves, but had also liberated the spirits trapped within Crimson Manor. Isabella and James emerged from their trials stronger and more united than ever, their hearts forever linked by the legacy of bravery and resilience that had finally shattered the Bloodline Curse. Together, they faced their challenges, proving that love and courage could conquer even the darkest of fates. Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 5. The Confrontation. As Isabella and James continued the counter-ritual, Crimson Manor's walls trembled, enveloped in crackling electric energy. The demonic presence, sensing its imminent defeat, unleashed torrents of darkness and despair upon them, determined to maintain its grip on the cursed bloodline. With each incantation, Isabella and James felt the artifact's power surge, pushing back against the consuming darkness. Yet, they knew the final confrontation with the malevolent force demanded all their courage and resolve. The air thickened oppressively, resisting their efforts. Shadows twisted at the edges of their vision, and eerie whispers sought to drown out their voices. Drawing strength from their shared history of suffering and love, they pressed on, hearts beating defiantly against encroaching gloom. As the ritual reached its climax, the ballroom filled with blinding light. The spirits of Crimson Manor's past appeared, glowing with ethereal radiance. Among them, Lady Cordelia's eyes brimmed with hope and determination. Unified by shared suffering and bound by love, the Manor's spirits joined Isabella and James against the darkness. Their collective energy infused the ritual, voices rising in a chorus of defiance against the torment that had plagued them for generations. An ancient hymn, known only to those bound by the curse, intertwined with the incantation, amplifying its potency. Its notes shimmered with forgotten hopes and undying love, resonating with the spirit's will. The music fortified Isabella and James, even as the shadows seemed to recoil, acknowledging the force now arrayed against them. Recognizing the power of their unity, the demonic entity roared with fury, unleashing a surge of darkness. Shadows twisted in response. The walls trembled and the floor buckled, but Isabella and James, anchored by love and aided by spirits, continued chanting unwaveringly. Chandeliers shattered, walls crumbled, yet the couple and spirits persisted, their determination unyielding. Amidst the chaos, Isabella felt a surge of strength, as if the Manor's history flowed through her veins. Looking at James, equally resolute, they drew upon collective pain and hope. Their voices shook the Manor's foundations. As they spoke the final words, artifacts burst with light, piercing the entity's heart. With a fierce cry, darkness dissipated. The curse shattered, and the Manor's inhabitants ascended, finding peace long denied. The walls stopped shaking, and the air settled. Exhausted yet victorious, Isabella and James held each other tightly, their love and determination shining through. Together, they faced the future. Amidst shattered chandeliers and crumbling walls, the room exuded a sense of peace and renewal. They honored the spirits, pledging to create a loving, joyful home together, filled with laughter and warmth. Restoring the manor, they began anew, free from past shadows and horror. With each step, they honored the spirits who had aided them, promising to preserve their memory within the manor's walls. Isabella and James envisioned a future where Crimson Manor stood not as a relic of suffering, but as a beacon of resilience and hope. As they walked through the once tortured halls, now bathed in light, they felt a profound sense of peace settle over them. The artifacts, though no longer glowing, seemed to whisper stories of triumph and transformation. Each room they restored echoed with laughter and warmth, replacing the echoes of anguish that had once haunted its corridors. In the garden, where roses once withered under the curse's shadow, vibrant blooms now flourished under Isabella's care. James, alongside her, tended to the grounds with a reverence born from their shared journey. Together, they cultivated not just the land, but a future built on love and perseverance. Their love story, intertwined with Crimson Manor's own tale of redemption, became a whispered legend among the nearby villagers. Visitors spoke of the manor's beauty and the strength that emanated from its walls, unaware of the darkness that had once threatened to consume it. Isabella and James understood that challenges would arise, as they always do, but they confronted them side by side, sharing a conviction that their love's light could conquer any darkness. Together, they believed no obstacle was insurmountable, bolstering each other with unwavering support and hope. As they watched the sunset cast its warm glow over the manor, bathing it in a golden hue, they knew that their journey, though fraught with peril, had led them to a place where love had conquered all. With each passing year, Isabella's music echoed through the halls, filling them with melodies of joy and hope. James, by her side, continued to care for the manor's gardens, where each bloom seemed to nod in silent appreciation of the couple's steadfast devotion. Together, they welcomed new generations to Crimson Manor, sharing its history and the lessons it held. The manor stood not only as a testament to their resilience, but also as a sanctuary where troubled souls found solace and renewal. As they grew old together, surrounded by laughter and the echoes of countless stories, Isabella and James knew that their love had not only saved the manor, but had also shaped its future. As they held hands, their hearts filled with gratitude, they softly vowed to treasure every moment together. They understood that their journey, once shadowed by struggles, had brought them to a life brightened by love, making every experience meaningful and precious. In that moment, they felt an unbreakable bond that would guide them forward. Crimson Manor, The Bloodline Curse. Chapter 6. A New Beginning. With the Bloodline Curse finally shattered and the spirits of Crimson Manor finding peace, Isabella and James dedicated themselves to restoring both their lives and their ancestral home. The oppressive atmosphere that once cloaked the manor now yielded to a comforting warmth, echoing the enduring love between them. During their ongoing restoration efforts, a hidden room concealed behind a false library wall yielded unexpected treasures. Among ancient books and artifacts, remnants of the manor's scholarly past lay dormant. Within these dusty tomes, they uncovered a diary chronicling Crimson Manor's rich history, unveiling long-forgotten secrets and tales of resilience. This hidden trove revealed valuable insights into the manor's history and inspired the couple to create a dedicated library and study as part of their restoration plans, enriching their vision for the space. Their goal was to maintain the rich legacy of knowledge and learning that had characterized the manor's esteemed residents for generations. They believed that this heritage was vital for future generations. Weeks turned into months as Isabella and James tirelessly worked to restore Crimson Manor to its former glory. They repaired crumbling walls, replaced shattered chandeliers, and rejuvenated the once grand ballroom. With each room they revived, the manor seemed to reclaim a piece of its lost soul, transforming from a symbol of despair into a beacon of hope and resilience. Amidst their efforts, Isabella and James unearthed treasures hidden by the manor's previous residents, relics of a time before the curse's grip tightened. They discovered letters and diaries that spoke of happier days, offering glimpses into the lives led before tragedy befell the family. Piecing together the history of Crimson Manor and its former inhabitants, Isabella and James felt a deepening connection to the home they had fought to save. They embraced a responsibility to honor the memories of those who came before and cultivate a home filled with love and happiness for future generations. As the restoration of Crimson Manor neared completion, Isabella and James began to rebuild their lives within its hallowed walls. They welcomed friends and family into their home, filling its rooms with laughter, love, and the warmth of human connection. The once menacing manor evolved into a sanctuary where hope flourished and new beginnings were forged. On a crisp autumn afternoon, Isabella and James hosted a grand celebration to mark the manor's rebirth. Guests from near and far marvelled at the transformation, wandering through beautifully restored rooms and gardens. Music filled the air as people danced in the ballroom, and the aroma of a sumptuous feast drifted through the halls. It was an evening of joy and remembrance, where tales of old were shared and new memories were created, solidifying Crimson Manor's reputation as a testament to love and resilience. In due course, Isabella and James welcomed a child into their lives, a spirited girl who brought boundless joy and light. They named her Cordelia, in honour of the brave spirit who had guided them through their darkest hour and helped them break the Bloodline Curse. As young Cordelia explored the manor's halls, she absorbed tales of her ancestors and her parents' bravery. The rich history of Crimson Manor and the sacrifices made for her happiness filled her with gratitude. Inspired, she yearned to uphold the legacy of love and courage her family had forged through the generations. One afternoon, while playing in the sunlit library, Cordelia stumbled upon a hidden compartment within an old bookshelf. Inside lay a collection of letters and sketches from children who had lived in the manor centuries ago. These heartfelt artifacts, brimming with dreams and hopes for the future, painted a vivid picture of a time when youthful exuberance and creativity filled the manor. Venturing into a forgotten corner of the attic one day, Cordelia uncovered an old, dust-covered trunk. Inside were intricate, hand-carved wooden toys and faded photographs of children who had once frolicked in the manor's gardens. These remnants of joy from a bygone era strengthened Cordelia's bond with her ancestors, inspiring her to honour their memory by filling the manor with the laughter and happiness of future generations. She envisioned a vibrant legacy that would echo through time. As years passed, the shadows of the past receded, replaced by the enduring love and hope that now permeated Crimson Manor. Isabella, James and their daughter Cordelia lived a life that exemplified the power of love to conquer darkness and the resilience of the human spirit to overcome even the greatest challenges. Watching the sun set over the tranquil grounds of Crimson Manor, Isabella and James reflected on the journey they had undertaken, from confronting darkness to forging a new beginning. While the memories of their trials remained a part of their story, it was their love and the new legacy they had established that defined their future and that of the once cursed manor. Hand in hand, Isabella and James gazed at the serene landscape glowing in golden light. "We've come a long way," she whispered. "Look at all we've created together." A sense of pride filled the air. James smiled warmly, his eyes filled with pride and love. "Yes, Isabella. Crimson Manor is more than just a home now. It's a testament to our resilience, to the power of love, and to the enduring spirit of those who came before us." They shared a moment of quiet contemplation, enveloped in the peaceful embrace of their surroundings. The gentle breeze carried with it a sense of renewal, as if the very air whispered stories of hope and triumph. "And Cordelia," Isabella continued softly, "she's the living embodiment of everything we've fought for. Our daughter, our joy." James nodded, his heart filled with gratitude. "Isabella, she will uphold our legacy. Just as we've cherished those who preceded us, she'll make sure Crimson Manor continues to be a beacon of love and light for future generations. Together, we have built something beautiful, and it will thrive through her." Together, they faced the manor, its windows sparkling in the fading light. In that moment, resonating with memories of the past and hopes for the future, Isabella and James understood that their journey was far from finished. As they moved into the twilight, they were certain that no darkness could overshadow the light they had discovered in one another, and in the home they had lovingly restored. The promise of their shared life shone brightly, guiding them forward with renewed hope and unwavering determination, a testament to their enduring bond and the love that had transformed their once troubled past into a beautiful new beginning. Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 7, Legacy of Light. Years passed, and Crimson Manor flourished. Young Cordelia grew into a strong, confident woman, embodying the courage and love her parents had shown in breaking the Bloodline Curse. Once a place of darkness, the manor had metamorphosed into a haven of light and love, welcoming all who entered its gates. Alongside this transformation, the manor became a centre of learning and growth. Mindful of their past lessons, Isabella and James curated a small library filled with books on history, magic, and personal development. They encouraged Cordelia and village children to explore its shelves, fostering curiosity and a love for knowledge. The library thrived as a vibrant community hub, nurturing young minds and instilling values of courage and resilience passed down through generations. It became a sanctuary for learning, fostering connections among families and friends. In addition to the library's role in nurturing young minds, Isabella and James established a series of workshops and educational programs within Crimson Manor. These initiatives aimed to teach practical skills, such as gardening, craftsmanship, and even basic magic, drawing upon the mystical history of the manor itself. Local artisans and wise elders from the village were invited to share their knowledge, enriching the curriculum with diverse perspectives and practical wisdom. Together, these efforts not only transformed the manor into a beacon of intellectual growth, but also strengthened its ties to the surrounding community. Crimson Manor's change wasn't merely aesthetic. Its gardens bloomed with vibrant flowers, and its once barren grounds teemed with life, mirroring the joy within. Laughter and music now filled the halls, a stark contrast to the silence and sorrow of past. Yet whispers of the manor's haunted history persisted in the nearby village. Tales of tragedy and bravery, especially Isabella and James's deeds, became local legends, sparking curiosity among listeners. One day, historian Arthur Caldwell arrived at the manor, drawn by these stories of darkness and redemption. Hoping to chronicle Crimson Manor's storied past in a book for a wider audience, he sought the truth behind the legends. Initially hesitant to revisit painful memories, Isabella and James eventually agreed to share their story with Arthur. Over months he interviewed the couple and delved into the manor's archives, piecing together the complex history of the Bloodline Curse and its defeat. Arthur's presence brought not only a chronicler, but also a friend. They shared meals and discussed not just the past's harrowing events, but also their hopes for the future. His compassionate approach allowed them to face and heal from lingering shadows. Once quiet, Crimson Manor now echoed with genuine conversations and shared laughter, reflecting the strong bonds of their newfound camaraderie. Hope blossomed where silence once lingered. Delving deeper into the manor's history, Arthur was captivated by its intertwined tales of love, tragedy, and redemption. He marvelled at the spirit's strength who aided Isabella and James against darkness, showcasing love's power to conquer malevolence. During his research, Arthur discovered more about the Bloodline Curse's origin and the ancient rituals binding the demonic entity. Tales of other cursed families and their sacrifices to break free added depth to Crimson Manor's narrative. Arthur's labour of love, sought to share the inspiring story with the world, spending hours poring over tomes and letters. In his investigations, Arthur uncovered a concealed room under the manor, stocked with artifacts and documents disclosing profound secrets. Among these finds was a journal from Isabella's ancestor, describing the curse's origins and the sacrifices of generations, culminating in Isabella and James's victory. Upon completing Arthur's book, Isabella and James found global fame, their tale resonating with countless others. Their courage and love against darkness became a beacon, inspiring others to face fears and seek inner light. As the manor's popularity grew, visitors flocked not only to witness history, but also to find solace. Crimson Manor became a pilgrimage site where people shared their stories, finding community and support within its now welcoming walls. This exchange enriched its legacy, symbolizing human resilience and connection. Crimson Manor's story spread across the globe, evolving from darkness into a symbol of hope and love. It stood as a testament to human resilience and the strength of connection. Visitors travelled from far and wide, drawn not only to witness its remarkable transformation, but also to seek solace and inspiration within its storied halls. Crimson Manor had evolved into more than a mere estate. It was now a sanctuary where individuals from all walks of life sought healing and renewal. The exchange of stories and experiences within its walls enriched its legacy, creating a tapestry of shared humanity that transcended time and circumstance. Isabella, James, and Cordelia's journey had not only broken the bloodline curse, but had also woven a new narrative, one of triumph over adversity, of love conquering fear, and of a legacy that would endure for generations to come. Crimson Manor, The Bloodline Curse. Chapter 8. Unveiling Shadows. Arthur Caldwell's acclaimed chronicle of Crimson Manor became a bestseller, captivating both paranormal enthusiasts and scholars. The poignant tale of the cursed family resonated, inspiring readers to confront fears and embrace the transformative power of love in overcoming adversity. Seizing on renewed interest, media outlets spotlighted Crimson Manor in documentaries, talk shows, and adaptations, heightening its fame. Journalists and filmmakers delved into the manor's allure, showcasing its eerie history to a wider audience. This wave of coverage cemented its cultural significance, attracting a steady flow of visitors eager to experience the legendary love story and echoes of its haunting past. As word of Crimson Manor's storied past spread, it became a sought-after destination for history enthusiasts and those curious about the love that had conquered a centuries-old curse. Isabella and James, keen to share their journey and the lessons learned, opened their home to visitors. They meticulously renovated parts of the manor, transforming old rooms into exhibition spaces filled with artifacts, photographs, and personal mementos. These exhibits vividly recounted the history of the Bloodline Curse, the family's harrowing ordeals, and the triumph of love and unity. Interactive displays and guided tours were designed to immerse visitors in the manor's rich history and the emotions that had shaped its legacy. Among the guests drawn to Crimson Manor were paranormal investigators, intrigued by its haunted reputation and the lingering echoes of past spirits. With Isabella and James's approval, the investigators set up their equipment throughout the manor, hoping to capture any remnants of the supernatural energies that once enveloped the estate. As the investigators delved deeper into their nighttime explorations, the manor revealed its secrets in subtle whispers and fleeting shadows. In the dim glow of their equipment, the ancient walls seemed to breathe with a life of their own, each corner holding a fragment of the manor's tumultuous history. They recorded unexplainable anomalies, capturing spectral orbs and strange EVPs that hinted at voices from another era. Despite their scientific rigor, each discovery sparked a blend of fascination and unease, reinforcing the allure that had drawn them to Crimson Manor from the start. Their initial nights in the manor were filled with anticipation. As they arranged infrared cameras, EVP recorders, and other ghost hunting devices, each creak of the floorboards and whisper seemed to resonate with the weight of history, creating an atmosphere thick with mystery and suspense. One particularly quiet night, beneath the faint moonlight filtering through ancient windows, they recorded an inexplicable cold spot in the grand hall, a spot pulsing with otherworldly energy, hinting at the latent supernatural forces still lingering within the manor's walls. During their exploration, the investigators uncovered residual traces of the powerful energies unleashed in the battle against the Bloodline Curse. While the spirits of the manor had found peace, their presence lingered as an ethereal reminder of the estate's tragic past and the enduring power of love and courage to conquer even the darkest evils. Fascinated by their discoveries, the investigators delved deeper into Crimson Manor's supernatural history. They interviewed Isabella, James, and the now adult Cordelia, seeking insights into their experiences and the forces that once gripped the manor. Piecing together their findings, the investigators uncovered a broader pattern of supernatural phenomena linked to the Bloodline Curse. Their research revealed families facing similar curses and ancient rituals hinting at a larger tapestry of darkness and redemption. Combined with Arthur Caldwell's work, their discoveries shed new light on the curse's nature and the courage and love that triumphed over it. The investigators' findings also deepened understanding of the supernatural realm and the spirit's capacity to overcome darkness. Their meticulous documentation hinted at hidden artifacts within the manor, relics from the curse's era that absorbed the energies of the past and now stood as witnesses to the transformative power of love and courage. These artifacts became focal points of their research, providing tangible links to the spectral events that haunted the manor. Through the years, Crimson Manor drew visitors worldwide, its legacy of love and bravery inspiring many to face fears and embrace love's power. The once cursed manor became a beacon of hope, echoing tales of courage and redemption. Its halls bore witness to love's strength, a force that conquered darkness and broke the Bloodline Curse for good. As each visitor walked the hallowed corridors and stood in the now peaceful grand hall, they felt not just the weight of history, but also a profound sense of hope and renewal. The artifacts, once imbued with sorrow and malevolence, now spoke of resilience and the triumph of good over evil. Isabella and James, with Lady Cordelia's spectral presence as a gentle reminder of their journey, continued to welcome guests with warmth and grace, ensuring that Crimson Manor remained a sanctuary of light amidst the shadows of its past. Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 9, The Gathering Storm. As the reputation of Crimson Manor expanded, so did fascination with the supernatural forces once dominant over the estate. Paranormal enthusiasts, historians, and scholars converged on the manor, eager to unravel its haunted past and decode the ancient rituals that bound and unleashed the demonic entity. Among these visitors was Lilith, a mysterious woman drawn to the manor by its dark history and the lingering power within its walls. She immersed herself in the manor's archives, interviewing residents and unearthing forgotten secrets and hidden knowledge. Lilith's investigations unveiled a clandestine society, an enigmatic organization that had shaped and controlled the Bloodline Curse through centuries. One evening, while meticulously deciphering a cryptic manuscript by candlelight, Lilith stumbled upon a reference to a long-lost ritual chamber deep within the manor. This chamber, as the text revealed, was the nexus of the society's power, where unspeakable rites had once bound the curse to the bloodline. Intrigued and resolute, Lilith realized that uncovering this chamber might unlock the secrets of the society's influence and provide a means to undo their malevolent works. The revelation sent shockwaves through the Crimson Manor community. The discovery of the society's existence cast a shadow over the once celebrated tale of love and redemption, hinting at darker intentions that threatened to resurface and engulf the estate. Rumours of the society's resurgence stirred unease among locals, sparking fear and suspicion. Old whispers resurfaced, and fresh doubts emerged as the community grappled with the unnerving thought of the society's influence stretching far beyond the manor walls. Shadows deepened, and trust began to fray. The atmosphere grew heavy with unease, the vibrant estate now cloaked in ominous gloom reflecting the turmoil within those who sought its darkest truths. As Lilith continued her investigation, she uncovered the society's sinister motives and the dark rituals employed to maintain control over cursed families. Motivated by a desire for justice and protection, Lilith sought the aid of Isabella, James, and their daughter Cordelia to confront the society and thwart their nefarious plans. Yet, the society was more than a group of individuals united by dark purpose. It was an intricate network, intertwined in various aspects of regional influence. From local authorities to prominent figures, its tendrils reached far and deep. Lilith and the family soon realized their battle was not just against the past, but against a pervasive enemy embedded in their present reality. This revelation added layers of complexity to their mission, where allies might be disguised foes, and every move had to be strategic to evade detection by the society. With shadows of their past looming, the family found themselves embroiled in a new struggle, requiring courage, love, and determination. Together with Lilith, they delved deeper into the society's world, unraveling ancient rituals and forgotten lore to find a way to stem the rising darkness. Their research unearthed harrowing accounts of past families cursed by the Bloodline Curse, each tale more tragic than the last. These stories of suffering and resilience ignited a fierce resolve within the family, their battle now extending beyond personal survival to the redemption of all who had suffered before them. This newfound purpose fortified their resolve, forging an unbreakable alliance with Lilith. As they unravelled the mystery, they uncovered that the society's power stemmed from the same relics once used to shatter the Bloodline Curse. The truth shook them to their core. Realizing the relics held the key to defeating the society and safeguarding their home, the family embarked on a perilous journey to reclaim the artifacts and confront the looming storm. Their quest led them through hidden catacombs beneath Crimson Manor, deciphering cryptic symbols etched into forgotten tombs, and facing spectral guardians protecting the relics. Each step forward brought danger and unity, reinforcing the trust and strength that had always been their greatest asset. With each artifact recovered, the family's ancestral history unfolded, revealing the sacrifices made to protect the bloodline from malevolent forces. Confronting agents of the secret society and their dark powers, Isabella, James, and Cordelia felt anew the profound strength of love and unity, the force that once shielded their family and home from darkness's clutch. Together, they stood unbroken. With the future of Crimson Manor and countless lives at stake, they drew strength from their bonds and resolve, poised to confront the encroaching darkness and preserve the legacy of hope and redemption they had fought so hard to secure. Their final confrontation with the society's leaders was a battle of wills and wits, each side determined to prevail. With Lilith's strategic insights and their own unwavering determination, Isabella and James navigated through layers of deceit and danger. Cordelia's presence, a beacon of ancestral strength, bolstered their courage as they faced the ultimate test of their resolve. Ultimately, their triumph wasn't solely in recovering ancient artifacts or uncovering dark secrets. It was rooted in the strength of their family bond and the unyielding spirit of their ancestors, whose resilience guided them to victory, a legacy that would endure. With the final remnants of the secret society's influence extinguished, Crimson Manor emerged not only as a symbol of victory, but as a radiant beacon of hope. It stood proudly, offering solace and inspiration to all those seeking refuge from the shadows of history. Its presence embodied resilience, a reminder of battles won and struggles endured. For those who ventured close, Crimson Manor became more than an estate. It was a sanctuary where strength and peace mingled, casting light across the darkened remnants of the past. Crimson Manor, the Bloodline Curse. Chapter 10. The Final Battle. As Isabella, James, Cordelia and Lilith pursued their mission to retrieve ancient relics and thwart the secret society's sinister plans, they faced formidable challenges and darker adversaries than ever before. The society, aware of their efforts, unleashed its full power in a desperate attempt to maintain control and foil the family's plans to disrupt their centuries-old schemes. Despite facing daunting odds, the family drew immense strength from their love for each other and their belief in the ultimate triumph of light over darkness. Together, they bravely battled the society's agents and thwarted their relentless attempts to reclaim the relics, inching closer to their ultimate goal. Amidst the relentless challenges, fleeting moments of shared respite brought the family closer, sharing stories of their adventurous past and dreams for a future free from the curse. These brief interludes gently fortified their resolve, always reminding them of the precious family bonds they fought tirelessly to protect and the brighter, more hopeful future world they aimed to build. As the determined family approached the final relic, they uncovered the society's deepest secret. The true source of their power was not the relics, but the tormented souls of cursed families they had enslaved. To break the society's grip and free these souls from the bloodline curse, the family would confront their darkest fears and boldly challenge the essence of the darkness that threatened to consume them. Armed with newfound knowledge and the combined power of ancient relics, Isabella, James, Cordelia, and Lilith carefully prepared together for the ultimate battle against the secret society and the relentless, malevolent demonic forces they served unwaveringly. United by their love and determination to protect the legacy of hope and redemption, they braced for the greatest challenge of their lives, knowing the fate of Crimson Manor and countless souls hung in the balance. The final showdown unfolded within the hallowed halls of Crimson Manor, the epicenter of the darkness they sought to vanquish. As the battle raged, Isabella, James, Cordelia and Lilith fought with unwavering courage, wielding the relic's power and the love that bound them against the forces of darkness threatening to engulf them. In a climactic moment, the family confronted the leader of the secret society, who had orchestrated the suffering of countless families. With a final surge of courage and determination, the family unleashed the power of the relics, breaking the society's hold over cursed souls and shattering the chains of darkness that had ensnared them. In an instant, a burst of light emerged from the relics, casting an otherworldly glow that illuminated Crimson Manor. The leader, blinded by the radiant force, let out a scream as the energy surrounding him dissipated. Isabella, James, Cordelia, and Lilith felt a surge of warmth, reinforcing their bond and empowering them to strike the final blow. The ancient walls echoed with the cries of liberated souls, their voices intertwining with the triumphant hearts of the family. The leader disintegrated into dust, and the oppressive weight that had burdened Crimson Manor for centuries lifted. In the aftermath of the battle, the darkness that loomed over Crimson Manor was dispelled, replaced by a profound sense of peace and light radiating throughout the estate. The society was defeated, their twisted legacy ended by the love and courage of a family who refused to surrender to darkness. Standing amidst the aftermath, a serene tranquility settled over Crimson Manor. The once oppressive atmosphere now resonated with peace, broken only by the gentle rustle of wind through ancient trees. In this moment of reflection, Isabella, James, Cordelia, and Lilith felt the weight of their journey lift, replaced by a deep sense of fulfillment and hope. Their victory was more than personal. It became a beacon of hope for all who had endured suffering under society's malevolence. Change was possible. With the bloodline curse broken and the souls of the cursed families set free, Crimson Manor stood as a testament to the indomitable power of love and the strength of the human spirit to overcome even the darkest forces. Isabella, James, and Cordelia continued to share their story with the world, using their experiences to inspire hope and courage in all who heard their tale. As the years passed, the legend of Crimson Manor grew. The manor itself became a symbol of hope and redemption, a beacon of light in a world shadowed by darkness. Visitors from far and wide came to witness the place where love had conquered ancient evil, leaving with renewed faith in the resilience of the human spirit. Isabella and James, older and wiser, dedicated their lives to preserving Crimson Manor and its legacy. With Lilith by their side, they welcomed historians, scholars, and curious souls who sought to learn from the manor's history and triumph over adversity. Together, they ensured that Crimson Manor would stand as a sanctuary of peace and a reminder that love and courage could prevail. The echoes of their journey reverberated through the ages, inspiring future generations to embrace hope in times of despair and to cherish bonds that unite us all. The tale of Crimson Manor transformed into more than just a story of a family's battle against a dark and powerful curse. It became a timeless tribute to love's enduring power and the remarkable resilience embedded within the human spirit. Through the arduous trials faced within its shadowed walls, each courageous member discovered the immense strength to rise above fate, ultimately turning their incredible story into a guiding beacon of enduring hope. Crimson Manor's extraordinary legacy, once clouded by profound tragedy, now stands as a testament to unbreakable bonds and the unyielding courage that lives within every resilient heart.